In a world where the temples are broken and the pacifist spiritual followers are mocked, where terrorists are glorified, where national pride is branded as fascism, and ancient dharmic values and ways are demonized, someone must stand up and say, enough. Welcome to DrishtikoneTV, where we go beyond the noise, pierce the propaganda, and expose the strategies that others are too afraid to name or call. This is not just about politics, you see, it's about the war on India's soul itself. In today's episode, we'll try to unpack a chilling strategy used by the Indian communists, the DMK, and even the Congress party to delegitimize India, to degrade the Hindus, and dismantle our civilizational strength itself. Make no mistake, the ridicule, the obnoxious ways of those who express hate for you, for India, and for Modi is not accidental. It's not even spontaneous. Even when it may seem to be so, it's weaponized ridicule and ideological war. So let's break it down for you. First, let's talk about the communist playbook strategy of using obnoxious abuse, not just abuse, obnoxious abuse as a weapon. This is an old strategy. It has been tested extensively in Maoist China, Stalinist Russia, and then it was exported into India through the communists, the Dravidians, and the Congress. The formula was very clear. Mock everything that is sacred, the religion, the family, the army, the nation, and elevate vulgarity and rebellion as freedom. Turn the national heroes into villains and break India's confidence and people's confidence in their own roots. They may say it's mere criticism, but it's not. It's psychological warfare. Lenin had once said that destroy the old morality and replace it with the morality of the class struggle. In plain words, what that meant was make people hate who they are. And that is exactly what we have seen unfold across India through the last 80 odd years. Let's go to Tamil Nadu, where probably all this was perfected. Tamil Nadu was where the blueprint of hatred-led dismantling of a nation was perfected by one man called E.V. Ramaswamy, or Periyar for his followers. He was a founder of the DMK. Ramaswamy, or Periyar as his equally obnoxious followers would call him, masqueraded his hate-filled rhetoric as opposition to caste. But essentially he was trying to eradicate Hinduism itself. He was smashing Ganesha murtis publicly. He called Ram as a North Indian invader. He burned images of gods, tore pages of Hindu scriptures. He portrayed Ravan as Dravidian icon and demonized the Hindu traditions as Aryan oppression. Why? Not reform, not logic, just for power, through cultural demolition. Destroy faith, create a vacuum, and insert a false Dravidian identity manufactured on hate. That was his strategy. Today, DMK continues that playbook, mocking Sanatan Dharma, opposing Sanskrit, targeting North Indians, and attacking the Hindu customs, all while silently appeasing every other faith. Despite their rhetoric about how their heart beats for secularism, the truth is that they are after a selective cultural erasure, erasing of the Hindu faith. Bengal and Kerala, on the other hand, have been communist laboratories. Let's talk about Bengal first. It was once the cradle of Sanatan knowledge and opposition to the British itself. And now, it's a Marxist petri dish. Durga Puja was ridiculed as bourgeoisie backwardness. Hindu saints like Vivekananda was transformed into a socialist. Kashmir was portrayed as occupied, and Mao and Stalin were made up as heroes. In Kerala, the playbook was even more ruthless. Temples were state-controlled. The devotees of Ayyappa were beaten by police during the Sabrimala protests. Schools taught fabricated histories, glorifying Islamic invaders and demonizing the Vedic India. Why all this was done was to cut the cord between the Indian mind and the Indian soul. because a person detached from their own roots is easier to control. And then comes Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is not a joke. You see, he's an elite weapon of ideological subversion, a kurta-clad civilization demolition squad. Let's look at the pattern. He and his colleagues mocked Modi for being a chaiwala. Then Congress called Army's Balakot strike as a drama, vociferously declared in JNU about Bharat tere tukre honge, led the dismantling Sanatan events and actions along with DMK and the others, glorified Mao and China in Western interviews and meetings, compared Hindutva to ISIS and Boko Haram, and all this while wearing a Janeu when it was convenient, feigning Shiv Bhakti when the cameras were on. Oh no, it's not ignorance from their part. It's a deliberate game of narrative inversion to present India's civilizational strength as a threat, to turn pride into guilt, and to align with global elites who want a weak and fragmented India. This is not opposition, this is subversion. And this is how the strategy works. They ridicule the sacred symbols by smashing Ganesha murtis to break the cultural confidence. They mock the army by calling Operation Sindoor as Operation Langur and Balakot attacks as drama to undermine the national defense. They openly support seditionists like urban Naxals and Tukre gangs in order to normalize anti-national behavior. Atrocities by the invaders are whitewashed, and people like Tipu Sultan are called freedom fighters. This is all done to erase the trauma and glorify the aggressors on India. Temples and Hindu rituals are attacked in obnoxious ways, like targeting of Sabrimala or attacking and killing the car sevaks. This is done to destroy the dharmic unity. See, this is not coincidence. This is Clover Piven meets Marx meets breaking India. Let us understand how this works. They actually win when you get tired of defending. You begin to question your own identity. And believe me, many Indians and Hindus specifically have been doing so, specifically post Operation Sindoor. And worse, when your own identity is questioned, your every being is humiliated. You choose to laugh along with others who are ridiculing you for nothing else than to be accepted. And here's the truth. The Sanatan Dharma has survived genocide and invasion. The Indian civilization has never been built by state power. It was built by truth, tapasya, and resilience. But the solution is not just in outrage, it's in reclamation. Reclaiming pride, reclaiming the narrative, and reclaiming our history. Expose the subversion, speak the unspeakable, clearly, unambiguously, unapologetically, and strongly. And never ever apologize for being rooted. Civilizations don't fall when they are attacked. They fall when their own children forget who they are. And that's the truth. At Drishtikone, we are committed to lighting that flame of awareness where silence is not peace, where mockery is not dissent. If the episode gave you clarity, like and share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Spread the word. Because this war is not fought in trenches. You see, it's fought in the classrooms, in the screens, and the conversations. And if we lose this war of ideas, we may lose everything. So please join us and share. Jai Hind. This is DrishtikoneTV.